Happy Saturday. Good evening. Welcome to the Soft Life Podcast, Saturday edition. Wanted to come on and see if anybody gonna pop in. If not, I'm going to make my points and keep it moving. The link is for anyone that would be interested in coming in the studio and engaging and contributing to the conversation, which is tonight fake friends, with an emphasis on B. Simone and what's going on in her little circle and part of the world. Um, it is a lot going on in these streets, I tell you. Um, I was watching a video I just happened to run upon it yesterday evening about Keke Palmer's mother coming forward speaking out about her child's father attacking her or assaulting her, and now she has a restraining order on him to where he can't see or have any contact with her or their baby. Um, Her mother came forward, which she had initially stated. I think this was on Instagram where I came across it, that she typically never comes forward and speaks. She's been in the industry for 20 years. I didn't know that about her mother. Probably how Keke got involved in show business. And she went to Kiki's baby's father's brother. I guess she's familiar with him as well, speaking to him in regards to, I guess, a prior incident when the boyfriend, had attacked her previously. And his brother's response was, guys, go through that. I went through that. And now that this situation with Keke being assaulted has come out, the brother has come forward with a different type of communication, saying it's wrong and all this. And the mother wanted to put him in the limelight and said, no, you don't get to do that. When I came to you, your conversation was different, and you have the same type of history. Along with fake friends, which is the topic of tonight's discussion, is fake relationships. We get into these relationships far too quickly when we don't know who these individuals are. And we quickly have children. And unfortunately, the children end up getting the aftermath of our bad decisions. If you haven't, take a moment and please hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. It's free, and it also helps the podcast to hopefully reach other people. But getting in these relationships, it's just like everybody wants to be loved, which is a natural human behavior, right? We all want to be loved. We all want to be important to somebody. Um, we want to have that special person, you know. Everybody wants their new phrase, their person. But at what cost? People put labels on others that many times they don't deserve or don't want. We have to get away from this fabrication of what life is like, because this social media and these pretenders that come forward and want you to see a certain aspect or falsehood of their life is really warping people's minds to get into situations and make decisions that's just not healthy for nobody. I can guarantee you this: Keke Palmer did not know that man well enough to have a baby with him. And furthermore, I'm sure there was red flags before she ever got pregnant by him. Now she got this young baby. She got a bruised ego, and ain't no telling what kind of physical abuse she's endured. Um, Broken relationship, and he got charges. It makes life a lot harder than it has to be. So I caution you, women. Actually, if you get a chance and you catch this on a replay, please swing back around and check out the short that I uploaded a little while ago. It's a comment that this gentleman that I truly respect and appreciate left on an old video I did regarding the sprinkle community, um, which that is ironically my most viewed and engaged video of all the videos. I started doing videos, I think in February, late February, March of this year. Excuse me, and that's the highest engaged video, and it still gets comments and engagements from them. Uh, a lot of them is they think they gonna educate me, and I'm older than all most of them. But that's the reality. People think that they can teach you something when you don't tell them what they want to hear. And I went through that at a time in my life, but that is not a good way to navigate this life. Sometimes you need to just listen, even if you don't agree, just listen. And you got a lot of people that's a know-it-all and don't know nothing, so they be popping off in the comments. But I engage them. I don't have no problem with it because I mean what I say. How they say, 10 toes down, I stand strong, and it ain't gonna change. And I keep coming forward to speak out because I know that a lot of these young ladies don't understand the reality of what they're asking for or what's out there in these streets. You might be solid and sound and know what you want, but you run across the wrong one. People are great pretenders, and a lot of young ladies have been unalived or no longer here, however you want to describe it, because they thought they had something special because their mate or their love interest was able to manipulate or pretend to be somebody they was not long enough. And when these women started to see the red flags and wanted to change their mind, their person decided you don't get to change your mind. And unfortunately, it's a lot of beautiful young ladies that are not here because of this. But I respect the young man that left a comment saying that he learned a lot from watching the Sprinkle chick. It made him elevate his game, but he stood by not ever having a woman take advantage of him. But go check the video out because the advice he gives women is what I'm talking about. Intelligent, seems like a emotionally balanced young man. Just tell me what I know. And I also know that there's a reason why she don't do one-on-ones. Like the young lady told me she would make six figures and all this. I'm sure she does. She could make a lot more because a lot of people want to be up and close and personal with her. So why wouldn't she make more? Why wouldn't she take up that opportunity? It's because there's a liability and she knows it. Something happens, she giving that guidance and something go wrong, then that person's family and the law gonna come to see you. She knows what she's doing. And unfortunately, a lot of you young people don't. But I digress on that subject. Moving forward to the next area of discussion, and that's B. Simone. There are a lot of women that I see red flags with. I see red flags because I have lived, and there have been times in my life where there was red flags all around me. It's called uh, learning. It's called experiencing life and gaining wisdom, growing. And it's unfortunate that there are so many people so consumed with themselves that they can emotionally damage other people. And I see that in B. Simone, seen it in her from day one. I see straight through her. She is just the epitome of um, seek therapy quickly. I think that there are more relationships that are just being formed out of necessity or out of greed versus authenticity. And that's the culture and the community that we are starting to breed and live in collectively across the board. And it's unfortunate. Um, the love of money is so strong because of social media nowadays that it is just disheartening. I believe in success. I believe in cash. I like cash. I like all of it. But I do have limits and expectations for my life, for my safety net, for my emotional well being that I just will not cross or negotiate. And I see far too many people negotiating relationships, friendships for the love of money. And I don't see it going the other way. It seems to get more aggressive and dangerous and self serving. And nobody's talking about God. I think that's a shame. I think it's a shame where we are. You do have to constant reset when you are trying to live your life right. I reset on a regular basis because so many people are arrogant, ignorant, and aggressive. I naturally, from the culture and how I was raised, want to pop back off. But I made a decision that I don't want to live that way. So I have to continuously reset myself and hold myself accountable to be better than the person and the woman I used to be, to show up differently in hopes and in need of experiencing life differently than I have previously, because I understand what a soft life means now. I understand what self love is now because I needed it. I was suffering severely from not having it all my life, like most of you. A lot of people believe they love themselves, but I'm here to tell you, most of you do not. And I stand by that. Till you do the work, some of you will have to be taught and navigate to it. Therapy can help with that. Religious communities, there's all kind of resources that can help you to understand what healthy, genuine, authentic love, self-love look like. And I encourage you to seek out support and understanding and knowledge within your community because it's important. When you have a friend or a so-called friend tell you, I no longer want a personal relationship, but we can have a professional relationship, is someone that says, I only want to engage you when it's prosperous financially. And that's what happened with the B. Simone situation. I think it's sad. And I could see the arrogance and ignorance in the conversation between her and her former best friend were having when her friend Megan stated that she didn't see how they could move forward with their successful podcast because it was built off of their genuine 20 plus year friendship and transition into just a working relationship. And B. Simone said, even though I've told you uh, how I felt, yada this, yada that, but she wanted to deflate the truth. She didn't want to be a part of a friendship anymore. I see B. Simone only want to be bothered with successful people. Not that her friend isn't successful, but I've seen a couple clips where other people that had over 1 million followers like her, doing all right. She all up fake and phony and all up in their timelines. Her friend has less than 300,000 followers last I knew. You know, um, it's just a shame. But life will teach you about being phony and the love of money. It's not funny. It's not fair. It's not kind. But it will address all the mess that you leave behind. It'll come back and place it in your lap. And some point, B. Simone gonna have to sit and stew in that. If you have friendships that you question, if you have relationships that are not beneficial, quit holding on to them to get along. Quit wasting people's time. Quit showing up unauthentically. Quit being self absorbed. It's not fair to other people. Relationships take a lot of work and they take a lot of energy out of you. You don't want to do those things that are not beneficial, not only to you, but others. What I'm seeing on this social media is so many people that just focus on me, and damn everybody else. And that is not a fair assessment or way to be in today's society. You have to care about other people. Once you get to a place of selflessness, you will benefit far greater than those that you service and extend your hand in love to. See, people don't understand that until you go through that, until you see the blessings and benefit of it. Just a second. How about now? Can you hear me? Let me know if you're able to hear me now. I hope that you can hear me now. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Um, there are a lot of beautiful young people, and I don't want this fake falsehood of social media to warp you all's mind to the point to where you become a part of what's wrong in the world. And what's wrong in the world is people not loving themselves. And if you cannot love yourself, then you by all means will not be able to love someone else. I believe in taking care of yourself. Don't get me wrong. I believe in doing things that make you feel good and happy, but not to the point to where you alter yourself so much so that it's permanent decisions. People have to take the time to really understand themselves. And when you understand yourself, that's because you've done a lot of work internally and by yourself. And going to the hair store, going to the doctors, going to retail therapy, all of that is not how you get well. Not that you don't go get these things if you like them, because I like retail. I'm a little older now, so I don't spend as much as I used to, but I like it. Don't do it so much to where you lose yourself. People are losing themselves in material things. People are losing themselves in the perception of what social media, what these falsehoods are teaching. Variant says being the opposite of ladylike is being promoted. It absolutely it is. I made a comment about Sexy Red on Instagram, and I guess the response so it was a very high engaged comment. A lot of people liked it, and then I got a lot of feedback and comments about 50-50 on that was for and against. And my comment simply stated she does not represent the community of young ladies or the African American community at all. She's very ignorant. She's very uh, boyish and just no class at all. You don't have to just be a gutter rat. And I say that intentionally, a gutter rat to get attention. It's like the more ignorant and harsh you are, the more popular. We have to get away from all that because it's killing the culture. She represents the demographic that needs to be saved. Amen. I agree. Her and another one is Krishan Rock. I'm so obviously I'm two generations apart from them, but I learned about them because of being on social media. And I remember being in my 20s. They have this excuse nowadays of, oh, I'm young, or oh, you old, quit hating. In my 40s, ain't old, number one. And they don't even realize they'll be there sooner than they think. But more importantly, a child knows wrong from right. That's when children are disciplined, children are steered and corrected. They know when they are doing right or wrong. When you in your 20s, you old. You are too old to be out here acting like a fool. You are too old to use your age as an excuse for being disrespectful to yourself, representing yourself like a thought or whatever you want to call it. It's a shame that women don't value their bodies anymore, to the point to where I remember growing up, my father said, you always leave something for mystery. You don't put yourself out there and leave nothing for a guy to want to learn about or seek or see. They put it all out there. You Sexy is an attitude, not having your boobs and butt out. It's a behavior, it's a mindset, it's a self-respect. And I don't see any self-respect. I have a daughter that's 19, and I would just be devastated. And my daughter's a very, very attractive young lady. She likes to wear some of that stuff, but not to the point to where like, what's the other little chick's name? The one that I call her the black Annie with the red hair. Um Spice or something Spice. She was on stage, her whole butt was out. And people, and there was a young man in the comments that said, I never thought something about the day would come where a woman having on all of her clothes was more sexy. We have to start to hold ourselves accountable in the community, because ain't nobody, yeah, Ice Spices, she another one, terrible. They all terrible. It's terrible what has happened to the young African American young lady. It's like the more ignorant, the more ratchet. Some of the stuff that come out of these young girls' mouths, they don't understand. They ain't gonna always be this age. See, the difference is this stuff will always be here. I knew this at a younger age, even though you feel like you have a lot more time than you do. I felt like I had to protect what I did in my younger age, because I knew one day, if I was lucky enough, I would be older. And hey, baby girl vibes. Come on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on real quick, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Um, the sprinkles, I accidentally hit mute. Can you hear me now? This guy, I did a video. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Good. Hey, Faith, welcome in. We got free in here. So this guy, so tonight I'm jumping all over the place. Let me back it up, y'all. I was talking about fake friends. I'll circle back to that in a minute. Because a lot's been going on in these streets here lately. So we're gonna talk about B Simone, who is a content creator. She does comedy as well. She she a fake friend. Then we got what's her name? Tamar Braxton hanging out with the young Christian Rock, which is ridiculous. We have all this stuff that's going on in the community, and all I see is young black women that's suffering. And it's terrible. It's terrible. This young guy, so my most engaged video is probably 7 months old. I started coming out here in February. It was a sprinkle video. I still get people dropping comments and stuff on that video um every week probably. This guy, I up before I started this, I uploaded a short and read the comment. This guy left a comment on that one specifically because a lot of them young ladies think they want to educate me about the sprinkle lady and about life and relationships, and most of them ain't even probably 20. um he said that he been following the sprinkle chip for several years, and listening to her, allowed him to level up his game to understand some things. He said, but he would never allow a lady to take advantage of him. He said, what at this point, what she should be doing is encouraging these women to get they carry concealed weapons because it ain't no game out here in these streets. So I threw that video up because that's a reality. Because them women, they want to say I'm jealous, but I'm trying to truly help save some of their lives. I started blogging for a company for about a year in 2017, first time I ever had blogged professionally, and the audience was African American, and my assignment was to go out and find stories that I thought Black people would click on and view. That time period opened my eyes up to how many young Black ladies was being unalived. Um, these young women don't understand or haven't taken the time to understand what I'm trying to tell them. It ain't about being jealous of what? It ain't about hating for what? And it ain't about trying to take somebody's followers. Number one, it ain't somebody's followers. People follow a lot of people. You just choose to follow who you want to choose. And if you don't want to follow them, you don't. People get territorial, but that's narrow mindedness. I'm trying to help them understand that you need to be careful out here because we see it day in and day out. There are so many men, African Americans specifically. There's other races, but I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about us because even though a lot of Black women are starting to date outside of our race, where culturally we used to didn't do, but still, a lot of us are just being unalived at rates that are higher than other races. And that is troubling because we have so much we already dealing with. And you have minority men that don't want to seek therapy. They still, aren't with that. And they have zero coping skills. And they going off and they flipping out. And these young girls don't know what they asking for. If you have to continuously ask somebody, how do I do this? How I do that? You need to take time and maybe work on your own emotions, your own self worth and value, maturity. Variant said, my friend told me about her vibes. I told her I don't care for her. I don't care for her message either. Listen, and when they come in the comments, they break it down. They act like they educate me, Variant. And I go to some of her lives and just sit in the comment section just to read the comments. And she talks to them girls like a dog, and they just praise her. Something terrible. And she did a post. I see right through her because her and I don't know her specific age, but we ain't our we in the same age group. She won't do one-on-ones because she ain't no fool. Because if she and look, the girl told me she made Sprinkle makes six figure. I know she do because y'all have they have to send them super chats for her to answer questions, and she's saying they better not be stupid questions, number one, but she could triple her money if she did one-on-ones because that's how strong her following is. But she won't do that because the information and the guidance she get those girls, if one of them get on the live under after that she didn't had a one-on-one, who the law and who that girl's family coming to see, who gonna be held accountable? She ain't no fool. She know what she doing. She won't do one-on-ones because just like that Sally Jesse Raphael, remember one guy went on there about a relationship. That stuff is real. One and the other boy unalived him. And then Sally Jesse Raphael was no, Jenny Jones. Jenny Jones was all up in court. Because how are you doing to have something real if you're yes. And look, and they say no, she's teaching us to level up. I didn't been in them lies just listening. She tell them girls if one ain't got enough money, get two. I didn't read the comments. I didn't heard the lives, and I'm like, these girls, who they think they talking to? It's sad. It's sad when you can't tell a fool nothing. And there are and what's sad is a lot of these girls aren't even old enough. They brain still growing. They ain't even 25. They brain ain't even fully developed yet. Well, welcome in, Carrie. Glad you can make it. Varian says, and it's not just that, but men killing who a woman with emotional abuse all day long. So, look, breaking up, and that's the one thing that a lot of these young chicks don't understand. Gaslighting is real. There are some manipulators out here that can tear you down, and once they done with you, you don't know which way to go. You don't even know how to think for yourself. That's a real thing. Emotional abuse is the worst. Sometimes some women don't never recover. You know, people can be in they say physical mental abuse. Mental abuse is worse than physical because it lingers, and people don't understand. Some people really can get brain damage from all the trauma. That's something that has impacted your brain. Depression, heartbreak, all these things impacts the body, and they out here playing games. And I'm encouraged because even a couple people here lately has said on the different platforms thanking me for coming and speaking straight about these matters, because it's too many people that are going along and getting along, and it's too much foul information that's out there that's not good information, and people don't want to get involved. And it's a sad day. These young ladies ain't got a chance. I mean, their level of sexuality, you know, you can just sleep with anybody. It don't matter. Just pass them around. And what's going on right now, see, we lucky, even though it wasn't never that bad as it is today, but all this stuff on social media, when they get older, when they get my age, y'all age, it's still gonna be out there. You can't tell a lie, or you can't. You know how some people had such a bad reputation they had to move away. I know a couple people growing up. A whore can't would never lose her title. She would have to move away. But see here, with social media, you can't move away. That it's hard for a whore to shake her name once she get it. You got these young chicks out here talking about they lick booty holes. When she 50 or she a grandmother, that's still gonna be out there, and it's a shame. Varian said, has she leveled up? People are making videos saying she's a fraud. Yeah, I know she a fraud. And all her screensavers, they say, oh, and she wants to come on like she's this elegant, sophisticated woman, like she's living this life. She ain't nobody but from the inner city somewhere that took somebody ugly man that she ain't never showed and got on social media talking stuff. And the problem is it's not enough mothers that have spent time with their daughters, so she's able to capture them and guide them in a direction that these people don't realize they don't want to go. Varian said, I know, I just went through it myself. It was worse than physical. Yeah, listen, gaslighting is real. And you and a thing, and I'm so glad that you got out of it, Varian, because some people don't. Some people don't. And I know you learned something. And when you get a chance, share what you know with somebody your age. Because a lot of these young people don't listen to nobody, but they might listen to somebody their own age. Because the problem is a lot of these young people, they don't listen to nobody, but emotionally, they don't have the coping skills that they need because they grew up differently. Yeah, I'm gonna keep listen. They come for me every day. And I some days when I want to revert back to where I need to let you know who you talking to because I ain't no punk. I engage them and then I go back and I have a conscience. I have my moments where I say now enough of that, move on. But I'm never convicted enough to where I don't want to speak out because I know they all might not listen, but somebody gonna hear me. And I know if you don't listen today, you're gonna listen one day. And I always want to be on the side of right. I always want to be on the side of I told you what I know. It's up to you to take that information and do something with it. You got that right, baby girl. I'm gonna keep speaking the truth. Can you hear? I wonder what's going on with um Faith. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's terrible. It's terrible. And it's so ignorant to where I watched a podcast where the young girl Sexy Red was on there, and I don't know where they get Sexy Red from, but good, I'm glad. Wait a minute. I share it all the time. I'm not that young. Oh, okay, I got you. Look, by your I'm looking at the profile. You can see I got glasses on, Varian. So take it as a compliment because I thought you was young. But yeah, please continue to. We all need to collectively and individually. Oh, let me throw this out there. Look, I ain't paying this for nothing. Wait a minute, where's it at? Banners. If anybody wants to come on the stage, you look, the stage is open. You're welcome to come in on the stage. Okay, I'm glad. Thank you, Carrie. Yeah, she talk about my coochie pink and my booty hole brown. And then she goes on stage and don't never have no shoes on. And her butt and her belly, it's just all kind of nasty stuff going on. And somebody was interviewing her and I was watching the podcast, and they said, well, they was talking about religion and spirituality, and they asked her, well, what song would you do, like for the church? And her being that ignorant, she said she would do. It's called Pound Town. That's the name of the song. She would do Pound Town for the church. And she was and you have people like her, Krishan. It's like a group of them. Krishan Rock. I don't know them, but I know them because of social media. I don't follow them. They just always trending. Glorilla. Um, it's a group of like ignorant young artists or wannabe artists because most of them don't have any authentic talent. The talent is act like a gutter rat and I can get that bag. That's like the way to success nowadays, and let a man dog you something terribly and sharing him that the younger people are looking to for goals, for direction, for what they want to emulate to be successful. It's this is how ignorant it is, y'all. Krishan Rock, the young little rapper girl that was on little fighting TV show, them little reality shows. She was on that. Now she rap. Um, she put out a sex tape. She kept saying with the guy she had her baby by recently, find somebody else to cream on you, right? And I'm like, what is cream on you? You can't see it, but you can see a clip of her sex tape, which is disgusting, right? Cream on you is this. When they had sex, um, her body fluid was like white cream, cream. Like for in my day, in my world, I would say she has an infection, yeast infection or something, some kind of infection because body fluid should be natural. I mean, clear. If you having cream like residue, that's called a problem. But being that her mother was on drugs and no guidance, she doesn't understand that you need to go get checked. Cream is not a good thing, but it's the mentality, and it's terrible. And nobody is guiding or coming and speaking out to these younger generations of minority women. And I know it's happening in all different races, but it just seems like there is a shift. There is something very wicked and evil that's going on within our community of young ladies. And it's disheartening. They really, I mean, to the point to where they can suck your penis, but you ain't gonna screw me, and that ain't sex. Um, you have a generation that's talking about male and females licking each other's booty holes like it's nothing. And it's so graphic that it needs to be talked about. Like it's really a problem. You can scroll. I take time and scroll on these other platforms. You'd be surprised what you see or learn. I didn't learn so much to where I have to guard things I'm exposed to because they are like their level of sexuality is far it's beyond the unhealthy stage, I would say. And it's terrible. You have nobody guiding them, and then ain't no and ain't and you don't have any authentic, genuine people that are a support system. You got a lot of yes people. Just like that B Simone, I talked about her when that DC Young Flies baby mama died in Florida from going to get that body work done. Instantly saw her trying to capitalize off of that girl's death, saying that if you You're not going to have access to this stage of my life if you're not part of my friends community. Friends community is some community that she has that you got to pay $9.99 a month to be a part of. That's right after that her quote unquote so-called friend passed away, but she wasn't that girl's friend. I could see in a couple clips that girl is self-centered, be Simone, and she ended a friendship of 20 years. Told the girl, in which they had a successful podcast together, um, that she no longer she only wanted a working relationship. You have very self-absorbed people out here, and they are the ones that's guiding the younger people, their peers. And the day of listening to people that come before you, which that's where I learned a lot of what I know, because older women took the time to speak to me. Older women took the time to show me some guidance or correct me. Today's time, that doesn't exist. If it does, where is it? I'm looking for it. I would like to support it and be a part of it, but I just can't seem to find it. And then these chicks, these young chicks, they so hateful. You want to tell them meet me in the street. We can settle it up there. It's just it's a harsh reality. It's a harsh reality that we living in. And I'm concerned for my daughter because she's a part of that generation now. She ain't like them right now, but I ain't with her long enough to know. You know what I mean? And I don't know what goes on outside of me, but it's too consistent across this generation for it not to be impactful for a large, like, this is the beginning in my mind of this problem that is growing rapidly. Variant says, I've been following Krishan and Blueface because he's malignant narcissist. He absolutely is. That's emotionally and physically abusing both Krishan and Jaden. Krishan broke Tamar Braxton's back up singer's nose. I did a video about that earlier. What's his name? James Chanel Wright, the one that came out, went viral because of Patti LaBelle's um sweet potato pie. I saw those videos and I went live earlier today and talked about it a little bit. Blueface is a problem, but his mama Carissa is a bigger problem. She's actually from Columbus, Ohio, my home state. Um, Mothers like that is why these younger generations don't have any true respect. She is just, now that's what you call a gutter rat. She will do anything for a dollar. It's terrible how she shows up um, on these social media platforms to try to increase her following and her relevancy. It comes a point though, Krishan and Jaden have to be responsible and accountable. And the only way, see, these people become popular so quickly that their egos get away from them. And their egos make them feel like they're more important and more valuable than what they are. And then because I start to see, like, in Krishan, disrespect, how she handles people. Like, I can see that ego growing very rapidly. And it's a shame. And people feed off of that because negativity sells. Violence sells, ignorance sells. And she's all of those things. She's violent, she's ignorant, but like they said, it's always somebody better than you. And she gonna mess around and run up on the wrong one. But what is even more disturbing than all of that is Tamar Braxton's old ass trying to hang around that young girl and be relevant. See, just about a month ago, before that white guy dumped her, she was trying to act like proper, and she doesn't eat this and she don't eat that. Now she eating chitlins and pig feet and everything else, and hanging around a 23-year-old trying to be relevant. She's disgusting. Tamar Braxton is just disgusting, and she's looking more and more animated. Whoever has done her plastic surgery um has used her as a guinea pig. That's the thing. The people are just getting so animated. It's like it's unbelievable what's happening in front of us. Absolutely. If y'all don't know who this chick is, don't follow her, because that's supporting her. I invite you to go look her up on Instagram. You wouldn't believe. And that's the rapper guy's Blueface mama. Horrible, horrible lady. It is out of control. And you think that you can just run around here and hit people? Somebody gonna take out her other tooth. In my day and time, she wouldn't be missing. She would be snag a tooth. But see, I feel for her because number one, she didn't have an upbringing. She's a product. Her family is a product of being impacted by the crack epidemic. You know, her mother and father, they was impacted by that, and now you have, and then she got into this terrible situation trying to make money on reality TV and get with this narcissistic dude that's basically pimping her and his other kid's mother out. And I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, the yeast infection. I know it's a yeast infection, free. I know it is. It's look, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Um, I didn't believe it was one out there, but it's out there. I mean, you don't really see much, but you see a little bit, and all you see is this white yeast. Like, it's terrible. It's and she call it cream. Let somebody else cream on you. I want to say no. But see, she don't know no better. Okay. It was something I was gonna say about Tamar Braxton. It'll come to me, but I just think it's a shame that Tamar Braxton's old butt is hanging with that young girl trying to be relevant. I didn't follow. I don't follow Tamar at all. I don't like her because she's too superficial. She's too fake, and my life and my time is too important to be running around here watching somebody that don't even know who they are, still trying to figure out and pretend. And she headed to 50. She closer to 50 than she is 40. Variant said Blueface and Krishan had sex on Instagram Live. It's terrible. Terrible. If you seen what I saw, it's disgusting. And is that might be why he lost his original page. I know I had heard something about he had a page where there was a lot of followers, and then she said something. I heard her say something about having women on there having sex or something. I didn't know that's she was a part of that, but she's so ignorant, and people have to quit supporting that because her ego, I see her ego just spiraling out of control. And see, that's how their lives get impacted severely. They become um drug addicts. They become unalive. All kind of stuff happen, and it's she is living a life that has all the ingredients of a disaster. She had so she was having sex with the guy, and she was saying basically that she was trying to compliment her vagina, saying that don't play her like she don't have a a good vagina. And what it showed was her vagina looked like it was full of yeast. Exactly. She's terrible. She really is. And and the culture needs to counsel her. It's terrible. She was having sex. It was a supposed a leaked sex tape. She put it out there like, don't act like, I ain't got no good pussy, but she say cream like she wet because she can cream. She don't realize that cream is probably a yeast infection. Yeah, that's now you understand. It's that level of ignorance out here. It's that level of ignorance out here. And the level of ignorance, it seems to be unmatched. That's happening within the African American community, and it's sad. They was having sex on Instagram Live while, yeah, and it's still, you can still Google and a piece of it to come up. I just found out about it recently. Oh, one, okay, that's terrible. That's terrible. But it's like the more ignorant you are, the more successful you will be. Absolutely. No respect. And it is running rapid. It's running rapid. You have violence, disloyalty, gaslighting, unprotected, filthy sex, and you damn sure better not say nothing to them. This is the realities. Uh, I watched this video. I don't know. I forget the girl's name. The other day, it's two gay girls. No, two deaf gay girls. One girl beat up, and I still got the clip. I haven't made a video. Um, one of the one deaf girl beat the hell out of the other deaf girl. I said, "Here go a woman beater, and she a woman. She beat that girl up worse than a boy. It's terrible. The stuff you see out here, but this is the reality out here. And what these people don't realize is all this has trauma, emotional instability, mental health issues. Like this stuff is real. The trauma, I don't think a lot of people even recognize that they are going through these things, that they are impacted by things that have happened early on in their lives. Because we as a culture have just been so conditioned to deal with it, grunt and bear it, get over it. And more people than not is dealing with something. And they dealing with it without any skills or mechanisms in place to help them navigate it properly. All this week, it's just been like back to back, boom, boom, boom of crazy stuff that has been going on. And it's people that have massive followings, that all these people are looking to for guidance, for motivation, inspiration, you know, for truth. And ain't none of it good. Absolutely none of it's good. I don't even know what to. Sometimes I'm just like at a loss of words. I'm at a loss of words, and sometimes I feel like, shoot, I can't. Why am I wasting my time? But then I am reminded that somebody got to say something, even when I don't even feel like anybody hears me. I'm still moved to continue to speak because somebody got to tell the truth around here. And we have to start speaking out against these bad behaviors. They like to manipulate too. When I call it out, uh, one black woman tearing another one down. When is telling the truth tearing you down? Then I'm gonna tear your ass to the floor because I'm not gonna be quiet on telling you you acting like a fool, you look like a fool, and you are a fool. Your behavior is not acceptable. You gonna pay for these bad decisions one way or another. Free said Tamar need to have several seats and go and raise that boy. You ain't never like did you if y'all haven't watched she's had plastic surgery or something here recently. She looks terrible. She really does. She looks terrible, number one. And her personality is so animated. I can barely take her. One thing, so if you want to piss me off, here's a great way to piss me off. Fake laugh. I for it's like, you know how they say nails, scratching your nails on a chalkboard. A fake laugh does that to me. I absolutely hate a fake laugh because it's a reflection of who you are, a fake person. And Tamar, she started, I guess, um, her tour the other day. So since Toxic Christian is trending, she thought she would. Now that's like a lot of us are in the same generation. You know, we older than these younger folks. That's like bringing Frankie Beverly and Maze to open up a concert for 20, for 20-year-olds. I mean, it's two different worlds. Why in the hell Tamar thought it was a good idea to link up with that young girl and then had the audacity to do a drop it like it's hard booty dance with her on might be on here. I seen it on here or TikTok one or Instagram. I think it was Instagram. It's just it's ridiculous. And but this young girl had left a comment and said, as far as Christian Rock, and I can see that because Blueface mother is very toxic. She like 49, my age. She said all the women that guides her are toxic older black women, and that was like a pivotal moment. I never, I didn't even consider that because I don't follow like that. But what I do know, I'm like, okay, that boy's mama is toxic. I know her mother struggles with addiction, and now you got Tamar's old ass. I said she don't have any positive older women around her at all, and that's terrible. And then you got people around her because she able to make money from acting a fool, so everybody gonna agree because everybody want a couple dollars. Hey, free, they somewhere around there by you in California. You might run into them. If you run into them, try to get some footage. But it's terrible. But the one thing that I can say, y'all, is those of us that know better, we got to stay true to and close to the truth. We got to stay close to the truth because every day there's something going on out here. It really is. It's something new. Seems like every week, and it's just getting uglier and uglier. And it seems to constantly happen in our community. Y'all, she had sent me a comment on the message the other day when I did a video about I think it was during a live. I said how some of these there's a lot of Caucasian women that's creating these faceless reaction channels, and all they doing is exploiting black people. She ran across another black lady that was talking about the same thing. Like it's like there's this big movement right now that's going on where everybody's exploiting the African American community for gain. And we going along with it. We going along with it. You know, we have to start calling stuff out. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And I tell you this too. They grow quickly. Um one channel, I think she didn't Lola Lee TV, she didn't spun off. She got two channels and all she talk about is black people and I know she ain't black. Um y'all asked me how did I know that before. It's more than the way they sound, it's the mentality. I can tell by the way she thinks that's not a black woman, regardless of how she sounds. When you know, you know. And it's like a lot of these channels is popping up. And all they do is exploit and talk about black people in the most negative light. And we eat it up. We eat it up. It was I ran across oh, here's something else. Then this really pissed me off. I don't follow Peach McIntyre. She just did a video. I came across B Love's Life. She did a video about Peach because Peach had did a video about from millionaire to broke or something. And so B Love's Life, she does mukbangs. I just found out about her on social media this year, but she's out of Ohio. Um, and she seems, I think the way I don't like mukbang because I think it's very unhealthy, but she seems to be a decent person, as far as her character. She was just capitalizing, following up on what Peach put out there. And then Peach talked about her like a dog, called her hoes, bitches, and everything else, and tried to make it something that it wasn't. It's just terrible what's going on within our community. It really is. And I don't know, y'all. I'm really like almost at a loss of words um, with what's going on. People will click on it for the clickbait. The video won't even show proof of what's being said, but people forget and comment anyway. Yep. And then I didn't see a couple times where they didn't put the video back up several different ways, but it's the same thing. They didn't say the same thing three different ways. And then, but see, it goes back to a lot of single black women and they lonely. So they get off in here on these internet, and that's their form of engagement and interaction with people, and they start to breathe and feed into the negativity, and it's a domino effect. A lot of people are lonely out here. A lot of people are miserable, and the fact of the matter is, misery truly does love company, and we just have to continuously make sure we ain't feeding into it and we ain't being a part of it because it's not helping the community, it's not helping anybody, and unfortunately these young people gonna pay for it. They really are. And I don't wish it and I try to guard what I say, but I'm telling you, I just really feel like at some point something is gonna be a backlash and happen because of that sprinkle community, because you got too many people that are emotionally unstable, that don't have any coping skills, and that it's going to be a backlash. Because for some reason, men today seems to be more and more unstable emotionally. It's always went on, abuse and things of that nature, but it just seems like it is more so relevant today than in previous times. Free said it's the enemy using them to steal the future of these, impressionable babies. I believe that. Thanks for coming, Faith. You too. See you next time. Um, I believe that too. And I believe that there is a major shift in focus to continuously disrupt the Black community. I believe that because it's like so much is going on at a rapid pace. And nobody is trying to intervene. Nobody is trying to pivot and try to get us back on track. I believe a lot of things are being intentionally done to continuously disrupt the African American community. And the bad part about it is we are buying into it. We are buying into it. It's like we got the opportunity to make a couple of dollars, and it's just created an evil and an ignorance that is more powerful than anything we've ever seen. It is trumping and destroying the family, identities, relationships. It is rule, like they say, it's the rule of all evil, and we are seeing it real time. Real time. Varian said, "There's an all-out war on family, femininity, masculinity." Amen. I believe that she did it because Tony. Yeah. So, but what? Tell me this. Did I didn't know about this, but um, right before he dumped her, I didn't even know whoever that white guy she was dating. Um, I guess she met him on Dancing with the Stars. I know he's an attorney. He just got with her for popularity reasons, and she thought that she had came up on something, and he dumped her out of nowhere. And fast forward a month later, she dropping it like it's hot with a 23-year-old chick right before the start of her tour. It's like, what in the hell is going on in the community? Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, he lives some, and you know what? He is despicable. He is despicable, free, and the thing that really kind of troubles me is these aren't real entertainers. These people don't have no real talent. These people are troublemakers that are ignorant, that are capitalizing off of violence, sex, disrespect. That's the best way I can. That's the best sum. They have zero talent, but these are the people that's trending. And then you got his mama. He talked to her like she was a hoe he slept with before, and she talked to him like he a former pimp or something. It's just terrible. I ain't never seen nothing like it. I really haven't. But it's an intentional shift to deteriorate our race, and all we see is I want to wear designer this, I want to get the bag, and I don't care who's back. I got a crack to do it. Like, people are not connecting the dots, and it's unfortunate. B. Simone, we done been friends 20 years. Now all of a sudden, I don't want to be your friend, but we can have a working relationship. And she got over 6 million followers. Blueface and his brother and mother are terrible people. Yeah, they are. They really are. And that's just because of what I done seen online. It's sad. Everybody want to be relevant. And what's sad is, and then you got all these guys that are trying to step in Kevin Samuels' shoes. I seen a ship. Unfortunately, Samuels was starting to do something positive before he passed away. And now you got people stepping in representing how he came across when he first started out. Toxic and loudmouth and just hateful. Um, it's a sad situation we in. No, she wasn't my friend. Wait a minute. You talking to me, Variant? She wasn't nobody's friend. No, she had a best friend of 20 plus years that she decided she didn't want to be friends with no more. But she wanted a working relationship. They could, because they had a successful podcast. This just happened the other day. And basically B. Simone ego out of control, and her friend of 20 plus years, she said she didn't want a personal relationship, only a working relationship. So they ended up ending the podcast. But you see B. Simone on everybody she got 6 million followers on Instagram. She linking up with everybody that's got over 1 million followers. But her best friend of 20 years, she only had a couple 100,000. But they had a very successful podcast together. And all of a sudden, B. Simone abruptly don't want to be a friend no more. But I seen that when that other girl died. I said, that girl ain't nobody's friend. And I had just discovered who she was. I didn't know who she was, but discernment is real. Social media influencer that a lot of people, young people, millennials, she a millennial, follower, nobody. Nobody. And that wild and out. She be on there. So she go around like she been doing, she was on Wild and Out. And now she been going around like doing comedy, like stand up, like she's like a comedian. She's horrible. She's not funny at all. If you're funny, you're funny, and I believe in giving credit where it's due. Zero talent, zero skills. I think she's one of those girls. She got lucky and got a lot of followers, but she's not as attractive as everybody else. And I think that's a hidden jealousy in her, which makes her dangerous to be somebody's friend, because she's the type of person, she wants to be the most popular in the room. I know people, and that's who she is. But she dropped her friend of 20 years. And I said that unfortunately that might hurt for that other girl, but the other girl is starting another podcast. I said, but she's a lesson. See, people want to hold on to these relationships as if they're lifelong relationships. In reality, some of these relationships is a lesson, teach you a lesson about life. It was put in your life for a reason, you know. Reasons, seasons, lifetimes, and lessons. This Rob was a lesson. B. Simone is a lesson for anybody. She ain't nobody's friend. You know, sometimes you meet people so life can teach you something. She one of those encounters. But it's a lot of those out there. And the reality is we got to beware. But anyway, y'all, I'm just rambling on now. I hope that we can start seeing more older women, mature women come up come out and speak out and try to be an impact and a positive influence for these younger women, because we are definitely in a state of emergency within our race. Excuse me, and that ain't no exaggeration. It is what it is. Um, I just put a prayer up and hope that we can see something positive. But anyway, have a great weekend. I hope you all have a great tonight and tomorrow. Um, I've been doing pretty good. So what, Tuesdays and Saturdays? I'll be looking to come back on Tuesday sometime after work. But in the meantime, in the between time, make sure you have a wonderful evening, and thank you for spending time with me. Until we meet again, God's blessings. Have a good night, y'all.